How's it going, you guys? So, I think a very important principle that a lot of people, including myself, should reflect on every single day is the fact that our life, our relationships, our stresses, our successes is all created from our choices. And every single thing in our life is a creation of responsibility. And literally, how we feel in every single moment is our responsibility. Our health is ultimately our responsibility. Okay? And the modern medical system, usually, what they do is they take your health out of your hands and they make it their responsibility. This is why I'm very careful with blaming the modern mainstream health system on problems, because most doctors believe that they're doing the best that they can do, and they are, to the best of their knowledge, because they're doing the best that they can do to help you. But the fact is, most of the time, we can actually solve our own health problems if we search it up first, if we do our own research. All of the tools, all of the science, all of the information that health professionals have access to, we also have access to. You could literally download an entire medical textbook for free. You could. You can. It's available for anyone and everyone. The only thing that's not available for the general public is full text studies for certain studies, but you could usually look at a summary or an abstract for free. The point that I'm trying to make is you can solve your own health problems if you take responsibility for your own health. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people all over the world who every single day they heal their own depression, they solve their own heart disease, their own diabetes, and there is a large amount of people who go into spontaneous remission with cancer. Autoimmune diseases, chronic pain, injuries, muscular imbalances like scoliosis, for example. A big reason why a lot of these problems don't get solved permanently, is simply because people don't believe that they can be solved. And so when you don't believe that there is a solution to your problem, you feel hopeless and helpless. And really, you'll fall victim to any kind of scheme that you think will work. Anybody who has an answer will work for you, as long as you are. Anyone who tells you that they have an answer, you're more likely to listen. As long as you believe that it'll work for them, but it won't work unless it works. You're not going to find a solution to your problem unless you believe that it exists. But I suppose I digress. I hate that phrase. I digress. Fuck. But anyway, this goes for your relationships. This goes for your level of fitness, the amount of success you're seeing in any endeavor of your life. Your relationships, your health, your wealth, your happiness, your friendships, everything. Your stress levels, all of these things are your responsibility. Even as things as small and little as your mother calling you and complaining about something you did. Okay, a lot of people would say, well, they get angry. If you get angry at your mom for doing that, a lot of people, they blame their mom. Like, oh, my mom is irritating me. My mom is angering me. But is she directly angering you? Or are you responding to her in a angrily way? Essentially, it's a matter of understanding you create your own emotions. You create your own thoughts. And you can choose whether you want to believe my words or not, because it's your responsibility. I'm giving you information. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. There's nothing I can do to get you to believe in this information. But I believe that if you believe in this information, it will transform your life. The fact that your life and your emotions is your responsibility is very empowering. Many times people externalize their power because they blame their problems on other people. They think that blaming their problems on other people is realistic, first of all. They genuinely believe that their problems are caused by their circumstances. You genuinely believe that your mom is causing your anger and stress. But the fact is, you don't want to feel anger and stress, right? Well, if you could control your anger, if you could create happiness instead, would you do it? And how would your life transform? If every time you felt that anger, you can transform it into happiness, how do you think that would change your life? Obviously, your communication with other people would be a lot easier at the very least. You would probably have more productive conversations. You'd probably have better interpersonal relationships with other people. So it would transform your life in a positive way. It's a powerful thing. But when we blame other people for our emotions, we're saying that they're the ones who are in control. Because if you were in control of your emotions, you wouldn't be saying that you wouldn't be blaming your emotions on other people. You'd simply be controlling them and it wouldn't be a problem, right? Emotional control all has to do with taking responsibility for your life and for your emotions. That is all that it is. Because you can only take control of things you have control of. You can only stop something when you try to actively stop something or create something. That's a form of control. So in order for you to take control of your emotions, you have to first actually understand that you're creating them. Because the only way that you can control anger is by creating happiness. Because anger is a habit, and you can't just stop a habit. Okay, if you've read The Power of Habit and you understand anything about how habits work and dopamine pathways, you'll understand that first of all, we are all addicted to baseline emotions, and second of all, our emotions are habits, they're addictions, and any kind of addiction cannot just be stopped. You have to replace one habit for another. So like with porn addiction, people think that they just stop watching porn, but it's not that simple. You have to literally create more beauty in your life. You have to create projects and productive activities throughout your day, and that's going to replace pornography and make it a lot easier. But people that don't actively make their life better when they're doing NoFap, they just keep relapsing. And that's because they don't understand it's all about replacing one habit with another. So in regards to emotions, when you typically get angry at something or someone, that's you creating that. That's why I could just say fuck in the middle of a grocery store, and some random ass guy starts to like complain and freak out at me and want to fight me, even though he's like fat and diabetic. and I do MMA for a living. I felt real sorry for that guy. But like, why would somebody get angry at the F word? Like, I didn't say anything to him. I wasn't even directing the F word towards anybody. I just said, I fucking love cheese, what I said actually. And I was in the cheese section at a grocery store, and he got offended. How can somebody get offended at the F word just because it's the F word? You know, like, can you imagine every time somebody says red, you just freak out? What the hell? You can't say that to me. What the fuck, man? I'm not even talking to you. I have a red beard. Red? Don't say. Did you say red? You said the R word. Ah! Like, it's just a word. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can't hurt you. This is because this man somehow has programmed his mind to react that way every single time somebody says the word fuck. Okay, your emotions literally work that way. It sounds so like there's no way that can be true because it's just so simple, but it is. It's a matter of responding rather than reacting. Reaction is knee-jerk. It's just like every time something that thing happens, you act this way. Okay, reacting is subconscious, it's autopilot. If you really want the most out of your life, you've got to eliminate autopilot behaviors. You have to see what reactions are causing you suffering. Like, oh, I get angry at my girlfriend every time she does this thing. Okay, you've got to eliminate that, not for her, but for yourself. Because a life of anger is a life of suffering. So, create happiness. Create friendship. Create success. If you're on the road, you know, if you're driving, if somebody cuts you off, I mean, sometimes people literally put your life in danger. Now that is something, you know, obviously getting angry isn't going to solve anything, but because usually anger is what causes people to drive dangerously in the first place. It actually creates that thing that you don't like. But when somebody cuts you off or they drive in a way that's harming your life, now that's probably an exception to this. Now in that case scenario, the only choice you really have is to try to stay away from those drivers or buy yourself a tank and drive a tank. That way, anytime someone tries to like kill you on the road, they're the ones who like get killed. Like they try to like run into you and their car dies. Like, you know, because it is a matter of responsibility. You know, those people are choosing to drive that way. It's their choice. So there is a second side to this, okay? So the first side is that you control your own actions. And the second side is you cannot control other people. Other people's choices in life, their reactions in life, their moods, their emotions, other people's choices and beliefs, those are their responsibility. So when you go around arguing with people about veganism, or arguing with people about meat consumption, when you go around arguing with people about politics, there very rarely is that going to create anything productive. But there are some times where it can be productive, but it's more of a matter of the individual rather than the conversation. If the person is a logical, rational human being who attempts to coexist with other people and attempts to avoid hostility in favor of productive conversation, if their aim is for productive conversation, then chances are you will be able to talk to them and gain better understanding, as long as your intention is productive conversation as well. But when the minute that you can sense that this person's acting hostile and this and that, I mean, it's just going to cause you and him suffering, and there's really no reason to talk to them. If you really want, if other people really want to be helped, they will go out of their way to be helped. And this is both empowering and also maybe discouraging at the same time. So a lot of our suffering actually comes from trying to control other people, right? Like, oh, that guy tried to cut me off. Like, this is the flip side. This is actually the beauty of it, but it may not seem that way at first. Trying to control other people is, again, externalizing our power. When somebody tries to run you off the road, there's really not much you can do about that besides have a dash cam, drive a damn tank, or like either be a police officer or hope that there's a police officer there. There's not a whole lot you can do about that, and it's unfortunate because I feel like those people need to be in a mental hospital. Like, I feel like that's one of the greatest mental illnesses that there is aggressive driving. It really does signify mental illness. But can you stop them? Like, can you stop them from doing this? I mean, and then also, like, if you have a girlfriend who, I guess, doesn't, like, for me, this isn't a problem. I'm just saying right now, I don't have this problem. This would be a problem that I would just eliminate immediately. But so let's say that you have a goal to lose weight, right? Like, you want to go to the gym and you want to build muscle and you want to have create this awesome transformation. That's great, because fitness has been proven to improve longevity and reduce mortality from all causes. But your girlfriend doesn't want to join you on this journey. Your girlfriend does not want to go to the gym, and she's stubborn, and she just doesn't want to go, and she's insecure or whatever. Listen, that is her responsibility to make her life better. And it's really sad because, you know, if she doesn't want to go to the gym with you, look, number one, if she went to the gym, her life would dramatically improve because she'd become healthier, her body would look better, she'd feel better, her neurotransmitters in her brain work better, which helps cure depression and anxiety. Her heart will start to work better, which helps her breathe, which cures her mood and mental problems. All sorts of amazing things happen, not to mention she'll feel more inspired and creative throughout the day. Also, you can improve your relationship with that person by going on a journey of the same kind. You'll have some more in common, and you can create a better bond. But when your girlfriend is not, you know, even willing to try to go on this journey with you, there's a problem there. You cannot change her, though. Like, so you have to make a choice for yourself to go on this journey alone and reap the benefits, and then deal with and then you got to learn and then deal with the emotional stress of your girlfriend not going. Or you can dump her and go on the journey alone, and then find somebody else who's on the same journey as you, which will probably make you happier. And this is the hard part, is being able to accept that, you know, letting go of her because of her choice. You know, you'd probably be happier if you did that. Or you could try to force her to go to the gym with you, which is only going to cause y'all stress, and it's going to ruin your journey. This is a very hard thing to realize, that you can't force her, but it is going to cause you suffering. And you have to make a choice, and you have to understand that it is your responsibility to do what you want to do with your life, and it is hers to make for herself. In relationships, we oftentimes take responsibility for each other, and this is actually what makes relationships such a suffering conundrum to begin with. This is why a lot of people suffer, is because, you know, they're in a relationship with somebody who has very different values than you, a value system. Like, they value different things in life. Like, some people want self-improvement, and some people just want to be comfortable. Different value systems. You can't force her to change her value system, and if you try, it's just going to cause you stress. Now, you could go on that journey alone and then experience great results, and then hope that your results inspire your girlfriend to make the same change. But at the same time, you can't be too attached to that, because what if you go on this amazing journey and get great results, and it doesn't inspire your girlfriend, and she just never changes? That can really make you sad and discouraged if you really let that get to you. So you can hope that happens, but it might not happen. It might disappoint you if it doesn't. Honestly, you know, it really is a matter of you choosing your own destiny and understanding that other people are in charge of their own destiny. The thing is, being able to accept that you can't control other people, especially your best friends and your girlfriends, it can leave you with a lot of mental anguish. You know, like, in disappointment. But it can also empower you. If you can really accept that it is their responsibility, it frees up your energy. Because when you're trying so hard, when you're constantly thinking about, like, damn, like, I just wish that my child would eat their vegetables, you know, like, why can't they just eat their vegetables? Not that hard, blah, all these thoughts go in your head. It steals your energy, it causes you suffering, and it causes your child suffering. Even though the good thing would be for them to eat their vegetables. Even though the good thing would be for your girlfriend to go to the gym with you. But sometimes you can't go with the good, the best option. You have to go with the greater good, which would be to do the best that you can do to live your life. And then, you know, if you're going to try to help other people make a better decision, do it without hurting yourself, okay? So don't take responsibility for other people's problems, and you will have so much more energy to spend on your own self. Because when you start to take responsibility for other people, what that does is it stops you from taking responsibility from your own life. And I've witnessed this many times, and I notice because I forget this concept, and then my life goes to shit. But whenever I keep this in my mind, like, oh, it's my responsibility, you know, and my choices, this helps all the time. Okay, so, well, I got a bunch of texts now about crazy shit that are extremely serious. So, yeah, so I'll make more videos on this in the coming, very soon. Because this principle actually, I feel like it's inspired me to do what I need to do. So leave your questions and comments down below. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to y'all in the next video.